Hello, and welcome to another episode of Casual Citizen, where we keep it casual in the verse. My name's Steven. I'll be keeping it casual with you today. So, in this episode, we're going to take our first look at the Dead Saints. I know that this new cargo hauling adventure is all the rage, and so I wanted to put the casual spin on it and see how it plays out. So I've already gone to the first location here, Grimhex, and brought up the cargo. So let's load it on up, and I'll fill you in on what we're going to do today. Alright, so let's load up our first cargo. Our only cargo? Let's put this over here. Alright, that's all the cargo. So let's go up. Alright, so we're situated here in our RSI Perseus. And before we head out, let me just pull up the contract so you can check it out. So first, you're going to go to the unverified section and then go to cargo hauling interstellar. And then normally there are 5 contracts here. I think that's after you complete this contract here, the collect cryopods. After you deliver this one contract, I believe it opens up the 5 other contracts. I could be wrong, correct me down in the comments. In any case, we've taken the one, hold on, let me show you my rep. Dead Saints. Okay, yeah, I'm a junior level here. I've done a few. So this is currently the highest dollar amount wise that I can get. And so we collect these different items from Grimhex, and we have to deliver them to 3 different locations. So let's head on over to Pyro. Alright, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Alright, so we arrived in Pyro. Let's zoom out and see what our first location is. Alright, we've got Pyro 5 and Terminus. So, let's go to Pyro 5. So we'll see you over there. Alright, so we've arrived here at Pyro 4. And we gotta go to Chala's Beach. Let's head on down. Oh, it's nighttime. Alright, well, let's come on in. One of these days, in one of these cargo hauling videos, we're finally going to get to Pyro 4 and it's going to be daytime. Jeez. Oh wow, look at that. There's caves. 4.5, who knew? Are we gonna get a sunrise? Holy jeez, we might have gotten major luck. Alright, we're arriving here. Let's bring it over here. We might get a sunrise, so let's position ourselves accordingly. Oh. A little bit big. Huh. All right. We don't have a sunrise yet, but we are close. Okay. Now, can we refuel? Yes, fantastic. Okay. Sometime in the previous patch, it like didn't want to work in this area, but. Alright, so all we need to do is deliver this ETAM. I didn't really look around. Do you guys think there's anyone here? Well, I don't see anyone. Do you guys see anyone? Alright. Alright, so while we're waiting for this, I guess I'll address the elephant in the room. Why did I choose the Perseus? And I'm going to give you two reasons. Reason number one, it's got 7 million quantum fuel. And reason number two, honestly speaking, I've been struggling to find anything to do with it. You know, I don't know about you guys, but my friends are usually around on the weekends. So, what are you supposed to do with a ship that literally requires 2 people to function? But I think the Perseus fits the theme of the Dead Saints. You know, even though it is an RI ship, it's nice and clean and pristine. We're still doing a little pirating, little dangerous activities. So we need to show a force, right? But in all honesty, it's just a fun ship to fly, and I wanted an excuse to use it for something besides combat related, so this seems as good as any, considering we don't really need that much cargo space. Nice, it's raining. You guys know how I feel about rain. Alright, let's check our next location. Alright. We gotta head to Vatra. Hopefully this time it'll be in the daylight. So we'll see you over there. Alright, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Guys, this thing is a rocket ship. Well, okay, obviously, but this thing really moves. It's crazy. All right, I think we're gonna be in the daylight. All right, some sweet daytime action. What's going on here? Alright. again, there's no one here. I really want to stress that, you know, if you play at slightly off peak times, there's no one around here. I mean, who's, like, seriously, who's coming out to Sears Canyon? Why? Why would you come here? So you can definitely have fun in Pyro and not have to worry about people as long as you go to slightly out of the way places. Oh yeah, I've been here before. This is nice. Question is, where are we gonna land? Up top is obviously the easy choice. Is there somewhere down here? Yes. I don't know if we're gonna fit there. Should we go for it? Yeah. Let's come on up over here. All right. Let's bring it in for a nice, soft landing. All right. Nice soft landing here. And again, we can refuel, I swear to gosh. And 4.4 can never refuel at these bases, which is honestly why I chose the Perseus, because I thought I wasn't gonna be able to refuel. And I wanted to have that leeway. It kind of changes the thinking. I think you can get away with a much smaller ship. Purple graphics glitch is not nice. Not a fan of it. Is this NPC going to be friendly or hostile? So we're going to find out. It's a nice outfit. Oh, that's scary. Okay. Darn, that purple is ruining this. Oh my gosh. It's a nice ship. Okay, that part of it's done. Let's just take a look here. I don't know why it wants us to return to Grimhex. That doesn't make any sense actually, but so here's what we're gonna do. If we come in here again, and I believe it's this one, yes. There are two here. This one has it's a whole bunch of materials. F that noise. But this one is at Bloom. And so we're gonna go to Bloom on the way, because it's on the way to Teramis. And we're gonna make it a twofer. So we'll see you over at Bloom. 3, 2, 1. All right. We've arrived at Bloom. Can't see a gosh darn thing. That's how I like it. I do like these engines though. It looks pretty sweet. Look at that. It's pretty freaking sweet. Alright, we're situated here. I think this is the Golden Riviera. Look at this. The map is dead. Can't zoom in, can't zoom out. Alright, let's see. Alright, easy peasy. Let's head on out. 3, 2, 1. We've arrived at Terminus. We'll see if it's going to be in the daylight. Jeez. Sweet. The ugliest planet. And it's bright outside. It's great. Coming in the last location of the first contract. Gun it. Yeah. It's got some movement. Alright. Let's do some scans. I gotta say, I love that it's showing there's 4 caves here. Never knew that. That's incredible. That opens a whole new gameplay loop. You can actually go cave hunting, cave diving now. It's actually a legitimate thing. But while we're coming in here, I am curious. Drop a comment down below. I'm sure a few of you have a Perseus, and I know a few of you have got Polari and Idri and other large ships. What do you like to use them for? Obviously multi-crew, ha ha ha. But seriously, on a Wednesday night when no one else is around and you want to take the big boy out for a spin because, come on, it's fun. What do you like to use it for? I do like to do cargo hauling, but usually it's too much of a pain in the butt to get in and out. Perseus is not that bad, though. Obviously, it's a little bit slower, but it's not terrible for cargo hauling. I'm not going to lie. I did try and take it over the Hathor one day. I felt that that was a little bit cumbersome. But yeah, let me know. What have you guys used it for besides the Medusas? Obviously, this is the core issue with large ships and any kind of commerce activity. They just don't fit. But, you know, the C2 and the M2, pretty much strictly for cargo hauling, and yeah, they don't fit either. So although I'm not gonna lie, I do enjoy the challenge of trying to do a good parking job in a large ship. It's always nice. It's always fun. On a side note here, when we get back to Stanton, or the last location, I'm going to head down to the engineering terminal and see what the damage is after all this. I mean, we've been able to repair every time, so there should technically be no damage, but as I'll show you in a minute, there's been like these small, it looks like fire, but it's not. small smoldering patches, so. All right. All right, first contract in the bag. Bada bing, bada boom. 258 G's. Yep. We're sitting at about an hour, so let's head back to Stanton. So yeah, as I was saying, throughout my ship here, there are these little patches. This is not actually a fire. Let me show you. I'm frozen. It's good. Let me show you. You can't put this out. Also, look, it says 20 degrees. Wait, it did go away. What the heck? What about this spot? Let's see if we can find another one. I just walked around the entire ship and I couldn't find another spot like that. But if you notice, before I put this not fire out, it didn't say that the temperature was hot. So let me know if you guys experience this. I saw this in another ship of mine today and I tried to, quote, put it out, but it didn't go anywhere. It just sat there. It wasn't causing any harm, but, you know, why is my ship smoldering for no reason? All right, here we go. Last time. 3, 2, 1. We've arrived here at Entropy. Our second and final pickup stop of this contract. And even though it's nighttime, it's very nice here. The friggin' Perseus coming in clutch here. Got its own sun on board. Holy jeez. Alright, we'll see you on the ground. Alright. We'll see you at New Babbage. Alright, so we've arrived here at New Babbage. And before we unload this cargo, I just want to go to the engineering room and just take a quick look, because I think what we're going to find here is nothing. Alright, there is nothing. Nothing wrong with anything? Let's turn off these rooms here. Why is this being finicky? Go off. There's nothing wrong with anything. The health is completely full. Alright, there is some wear and tear. But other than that, so why is there wear and tear on the man turret that I didn't use? That doesn't make any sense. Alright, this quantum drive. Why is it red? Because it's turned off? Oh. But, yeah, as you can see, there's nothing wrong with the ship. So, other than wear and tear on things that we didn't touch. So, that's all just to show you that fly your ships however you want. Engineering is not going to be an issue if you're not engaged in serious combat. So let's unload these and then I'll give you my final thoughts. Alright, that's done. Confirm. Alright, so in the end here, we made about 480,000 alpha UEC. Took us about an hour and 40 minutes. So again, not the most effective use of our time, but definitely a very casual use of our time. Like I said in the interstellar cargo hauling video from a few weeks ago, if you want to throw on a podcast and play a little Star Citizen at the same time, this is a great way to earn some money while you're relaxing. In any case, I'm looking forward to more from the Dead Saints and more from interstellar cargo hauling in general. I think it's a lot of fun, so we'll see how that plays out in the coming months. So this has been Steve, keeping it casual in the verse. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and if you've enjoyed this video and others of mine, please consider subscribing. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.